Welcome to my channel. I'm Nick. This is a segment that I call Genuine Reviews. Today we're going to be looking at the Ernie Ball Music Man Majesty. And this is a John Petrucci signature series. We're going to start off with a demo, then we're going to go through some specs and talk about my story of how I got this guitar and why. Stay tuned. So let's talk about this guitar. It is just amazing craftsmanship, and I think it goes to show that, you know, the folks over at Music Man and the factory in San Luis Obispo, California, really put time and effort into QC and the design of these guitars. To start up at the head, right, we have 6 locking tuners, and then this insane looking I have no idea why they designed it other than to make it super stable tuning, because you can rail down on the tremolo and it is just right there. Every time I pick this guitar up, it's in tune. I might have to adjust if it's been a huge weather difference, but it's usually not even the case. So it is a mahogany neck, mahogany top body, and then it is basswood solid body, and it has ebony fretboard, 24 medium jumbo stainless steel frets, and then DiMarzio has these two illuminator pickups. Not only does it have the illuminator pickups, but it also has piezos, and you can change to piezo by basically moving this selector and having that where it's split with the pickup setting and the piezo, and all the way up at the top is just piezo. Piezo volumes at the bottom, where the volume for the pickups is the top knob and the middle one is the tone. Now if you do the push-pull on the tone knob, it actually split coils, and then if you do the push, or it's actually a push-push on the volume knob, it actually does a 20 dB boost, which is pretty awesome, especially if you're trying to cut through on a solo and you need some boost. It's perfect. The thing that I love the most about this tuning stability probably comes from this Music Man modern tremolo. It is an awesome design. It's not hard to set up, and it doesn't take forever to change out strings. That also might come from the locking tuners and just how much time and effort they put into this guitar. Now, one thing I will say is if you open this up and you try to do any work yourself on the back and electrical, it is absolutely a computer motherboard in here. This isn't your standard guitar that you're going to be able to get in there and do soldering. It is insane. It is a little confusing and was a little overwhelming the first time I opened it up and looked in it. With that being said, I opened it up because I was stupid and I changed the settings on this guitar and made it so it was on stereo when I needed to be on mono, and so every time I'd plug it in it wouldn't work correctly. And after a little while I talked to the folks over at Music Man and they're like, yeah, you're putting it into stereo mode and you're in mono. And I was like, oh, good to know. So I am dumb. But it had no fault of the guitar. That was the one thing that I was just like, man, what is going on with this guitar? The design, when I first saw it, I was like, that's a little crazy looking. It's kind of like a Super Strat, but on some form of steroids. But the more I look at it, the more it's visually appealing to me. And the fact that these cutouts are designed to be able to get deep into these frets and hit the 24th fret, it's comfortable. It doesn't feel like you have to get your wrist in there and try to have some effort to get those frets. It's pretty awesome. Now, every time I get a guitar, I always look at fret ends and I feel them, and I go up and down. This thing has the best frets I've ever seen in a guitar. They're well set in. They don't even go to the edge of the wood. I'm gonna have to get close-ups on these, but it doesn't even go to the edge of the wood. They took their time and effort to make it so every fret was designed before putting it into this guitar. It sounds amazing. It feels amazing. It's super light. I've played it at band practices for hours, rehearsals, and never once felt like shoulder fatigue. I've put on some heavier guitars, not going to name brands, but I put them on and I could feel shoulder fatigue within minutes. And I don't get neck dive. It's very comfortable to hold to the body and play, and that's something that I feel like every guitarist is looking for every time they pick up a guitar. Now, gonna give a little backstory on this guitar, how I got it, why I got it, and kind of the struggles I had of finding one. So I was living near a military installation, had one Guitar Center, and the closest place that had any music Man Majesties was in Raleigh, North Carolina, which was about an hour and 10, maybe 20 minutes away. And so me and my wife got in a car, drove up, and I tested out maybe 3 of them, and I tested out a Sterling Majesty as well. And every one of them was super comfortable. I had a Sterling JP70 before, great guitar, but I wanted the top end one. I had never bought a guitar over $1,000 before this one, and I was kind of just hunting on Reverb for a while and eBay, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to convince, the other half that I needed this guitar, and I needed to get it straight from the company or from Sweetwater or anywhere like that. She didn't want me buying it new, to say the least. So it was on Reverb, and I gave a pretty low-ball bid, and the guy accepted it. Not only did he accept it, but he accepted it the day that I was supposed to be at a Dream Theater concert, but I was at the hospital the day my son was born. So it's a little crazy, but I'll always remember when I won the bid, essentially on this guitar, because that's the day my son was born. It's a pretty awesome story, and it gives me a little bit of sentimental value on this, and it would be very hard to trade, sell, upgrade, or anything. The cool thing is this guitar comes straight from the factory with amazing pickups, and it comes with locking tuners. There's nothing about this that I want to upgrade, not a single thing, and I feel like it's like sacrilegious to do so. I had a guy who wanted to trade me his John Petrucci signature. It was, I think, the Ball Family Reserve. It was a bolt-on neck instead of this one being a neck through, right? And it had bare knuckles put in it, and I felt like that kind of defeated the purpose of getting a John Petrucci signature. But ultimately, he liked it. I like this one more because it's the Majesty, and so here I am. I kept it. So that's my review on this guitar. 10 out of 10, maybe an 11 out of 10. Crank it up to 11. But if you have any questions, comments, put them below. If you like the video, like, subscribe, tell your friends. But I'm basically calling these segments genuine reviews. I think that everybody has their own opinion of stuff, but there's going to be some things that I'm going to look at that somebody else may not. And I hope you like the angle that I look at these guitars or any of the other things that I look at in the future. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like, subscribe, tell a friend. I'd really appreciate it.